Oh, the classic "she lost interest because I'm not hot enough." What a sweet little lie you tell yourself. A masterpiece of self-pity with a PhD in victimhood. Shall we give it a round of applause? Nah, let's tear that delusion to shreds with gusto. You really think the problem is your beat-up car, your hair that's not giving male model vibes, or a bank account that's only good for covering your DoorDash orders? How adorable. But sit down, grab hold of whatever's left of your self-esteem, or maybe just a prayer, because here comes the raw truth. The problem isn't what you have, it's what you give off. And, spoiler alert, you're radiating neediness, boredom, and a pinch of desperation. She didn't pull away because you're nice. She pulled away because you're boring, predictable, too available. A walking post-it note slapped on your forehead that says, "Hey, I'm here whenever you feel like ignoring me." And there you go, whining that you're being rejected for being too nice. Seriously, even the devil's probably cackling at that one. In the real world, where desire doesn't follow a rom-com script, what sets a woman's heart racing is mystery, presence, and that delicious uncertainty of, does he like me? Or is he about to take over the world today? But nope. You'd rather be the human equivalent of a good morning sunshine text at 7 a.m. with a kitten gif. Congrats, you've officially become the emotional equivalent of khaki pants. Zero spark, zero heat. And before you hit me with the "but I'm a good guy" excuse, let me remind you, even free public Wi-Fi has more emotional security than you do. Stop kidding yourself that being a nice guy is the golden ticket to love. You're playing chess with the rules of Candyland. Listen up. There are triggers that tap into a woman's mind on an almost primal level. It's neuroscience, not some cute little game. And if you know how to use them, my friend, even the one who ghosted you will think twice before forgetting you. But only if you stop acting like an emotionally trained lapdog and start being the puzzle she can't solve. Because the day you stop being as available as a Wi-Fi password scribbled on a fridge, she'll miss you, and she won't even know why. Oh, and this video? It only reached you because someone with more guts liked and subscribed. So do your part, pay it forward, and help the algorithm spread this wake-up call to more lost souls like you. Enough intro. Let's get to the good stuff. Buckle up, because after this, you either step up and become a real man, or you stay the nice friend holding her purse at the mall. Pick your poison. Number 1, calculated emotional scarcity. Oh, the number 1 emotional gut punch. Calculated emotional scarcity. Sounds like some ninja move, but it's just the basic lesson the world's been trying to teach you since high school. And you, of course, ignored it for the sake of puppy love and kindness wins hearts. Did it win? Nope. It won you a one-way ticket to Rejection City. Here's the deal, buddy. That whole, "I'll show her I'm into her from day one so she feels safe" vibe is as romantic as thinking daily bouquets still impress anyone in 2025. Truth bomb? The more available you are, the more invisible you become. It's the law of supply and demand applied to your emotional desperation. You're texting her every day, replying in 0.3 seconds, always ready to listen to her drama about some other guy. Congrats. You've just earned the title of Friendzone MVP. You're predictable, and predictability, my dude, is the kryptonite of desire. Calculated emotional scarcity isn't playing games, it's managing access. Are you a man or a 24/7 customer service bot? Because honestly, the way you give yourself away for free would make even a charity blush. Want to make an impact? Learn to not always be there. Show up when it counts, when you make waves. Dip out while she's still laughing at your last quip. Don't be the automatic "good morning" text. Be the silence she can't figure out and aches to decode. When you respond with chill, when you don't jump like a teenager at her first "hey," she notices, this guy's not in my pocket. And what's not in her pocket? She wants it. She wants to understand it, chase it, spark it. But hold up. Emotional scarcity isn't being a jerk who ghosts for no reason and thinks he's irresistible. It's not about being absent. It's about being selective. The man who knows where not to spend his energy is the same one who knows where it's worth its weight in gold. And when you master that balance, bro, the game flips. The woman who saw you as an emotional extra starts eyeing you like a rare prize. She's the one sending the "Hey, where you been?" text. And no, it's not just nostalgia, it's controlled desperation. It's her instinct screaming, "Wait, why isn't he chasing me like the rest?" That's the starting line. The moment you stop begging for approval and become the mystery she's dying to unravel. So, what's it gonna be? Stay the predictable sidekick in her story, or become the lead she can't stop thinking about? Choose fast. Scarcity doesn't wait. Number 2, reverse validation. Oh, reverse validation. The kryptonite of princesses used to guys rolling out the emotional red carpet, thinking flattery is the key to a woman's desire. Spoiler, it's not. It's the express lane to the nice but boring graveyard. You grew up hearing you've got to treat a woman like a goddess, right? That the more you compliment her, the more she'll notice you. Well, they forgot to tell you that you've become her fan, not her equal. And fans, my dude, are only good for clapping while someone else takes her home. Let's get one thing straight. Free compliments are like tossing confetti at an emotional clown show. The more you throw, the less she cares. You tell her you're gorgeous before she even says a word, and what do you expect? That she'll swoon over your ability to use your eyes? Nah, bro. She's thinking, wow, another guy desperate for my approval. Next. Reverse validation is the opposite of that nonsense. It's signaling, without shouting it, that she hasn't won you over yet. It's making it clear you're not handing out gold stars to someone who hasn't done the homework. And that, my friend, hits her on a level no pickup artist's YouTube tutorial ever taught you. What happens when you drop a calculated, almost casual compliment? Something like, you're starting to get my attention. She freezes. She recalculates. Because her brain's alarm goes off. Wait, he's not sold on me yet? That's when things get spicy. Women love a challenge. Not the childish, I'll ignore her to see if she chases me game, but the real deal, I've still got to win this guy over. This isn't about being a jerk. It's not about being the Instagram bro who thinks attitude equals arrogance. This is raw emotional confidence. It's looking her in the eye and thinking, interesting, but I'm still deciding if you're worth my time. Trust me, that shakes even the smoothest players in seconds. But you've got to have the goods to back it up. If you're some clueless dude trying to play mysterious alpha, you'll just come off as an insecure kid faking swagger. Real reverse validation comes from genuine confidence, from not needing her approval, and women can smell that a mile away. They know when you're the prize, and when she realizes you value yourself more than you beg for her attention. Game over. The dynamic shifts. She starts chasing your gaze, adjusting her vibe, trying to earn that compliment you haven't given yet. The game flips. No theatrics, no cheap pickup lines. So, what's it gonna be? Keep groveling for hearts on WhatsApp, or learn that real power lies in not selling yourself short for crumbs of attention. Choose quick, because while you're clapping for her, someone else is the question mark she can't stop thinking about. Number 3, narrative mystery. Oh, narrative mystery, aka the exact opposite of what you do when you spill your entire life story on the first date like you're at a free pizza support group. Yeah, I'm talking to you, the guy who thinks honesty means dumping your traumas, fears, and therapist's name before you even know her cat's name. Let's make one thing crystal clear. Nobody craves the obvious. The human brain, especially a woman's, is hooked on filling in the blanks. Curiosity isn't a quirk, it's biology. And you, with your life's instruction manual plastered on your forehead, are killing that instinct from the jump. Narrative mystery is the art of saying little and sparking a lot. It's turning your story into a Netflix series, short episodes, rising tension, emotional cliffhangers. And the best part? You don't have to lie. It's not about hiding. It's about controlling the reveal. But what do? You go and spill it all. You tell her you got cheated on in 2012, that you still have your childhood teddy bear, that you just want a woman to take care of you. Congrats. You just killed the spark with a verbal overdose of neediness. And then you wonder why she ghosted. Want a better way? She asks something personal, and you hit her with a smirk and a teaser. That story? Oh, that's one for another day. Too good to waste now. Boom. You didn't overshare. You didn't dodge. You created a gap. Guess what she'll do? She'll try to fill it. She'll think about it later, want to hear more. Because the guy who lays it all bare becomes emotional furniture. But the one who reveals in layers, he's an addiction. Don't get it twisted. This isn't about being cold. It's about being strategic. Surprise. Women don't want your whole life story up front. They want to feel smart figuring you out. They want to feel special being the one who gets deeper. And you, in your rush to be understood, strip that magic away from her. So tell me, you want to keep being the open book of self-help cliches, or be the mystery she reads 1,000 times and never gets bored of? The world's already full of easy, predictable, approval-hungry dudes. What's missing are men with presence, control, and a story of their own. If you're gonna be unforgettable, let it be because she could never fully crack your code and still couldn't stop trying. And before you go chasing the next Instagram queen who ignores you like a pro, scroll down to the description and grab the damn book. It'll bruise your ego, but it'll fix your doormat vibe. Or keep being the functional sad sack in her next story. Because while you're settling for crumbs, someone else is crafting the mystery she can't let go of. Wake up. Number 4. Subtle ambiguity. Now we're getting to the stuff that separates the men who get attraction from the ones begging for emotional scraps on WhatsApp with a "good morning, beautiful." If you thought being transparent as a glass door was a flex, welcome to the real world, where desire lives in the shadows and obsession grows from doubt. You think you're killing it by being honest and upfront, when really you're handing over your soul in an emotional Ziploc bag, complete with a label and user manual. She doesn't even have to ask. You've already spilled everything. Result? She stops investing. Why? Because there's nothing left to uncover. Subtle ambiguity is the art of keeping the fire burning without letting her see the full flame. It's when she feels you're into her, but isn't sure how much. It's when she swears something's brewing, but can't quite put her finger on it. That, my dude, becomes an obsession. It's the emotional equivalent of watching a movie with an open ending. She's got to make theories, replay moments, analyze your words. Translation: she's thinking about you 24/7. Example, she asks, "Do you miss me?" You, if you were a master of ambiguity, would flash a half smile and say, "Maybe, but it'd be too easy if I just said yes, right?" Boom. You just planted a seed of doubt in her brain that'll linger for days. She heard a yes wrapped in a no, and vice versa. And her mind loves that maze. Why? Because it's emotionally hooked. But listen up, champ. This isn't some high school game. Subtle ambiguity isn't ghosting. It's not playing hard to get. It's not being a jerk. It's about calibrating what you show and what you hold back. It's complimenting with restraint. It's looking at her with intention, but not desperation. It's dropping a "I'll tell you later" and vanishing just enough to make her curious about what's next. If you overdo it and become an emotional Houdini, she'll get fed up. Disappear too much, and she'll write you off as flaky. The secret is that intoxicating balance. Presence with mystery, desire with control, interest with strategic distance. The guy who nails this ambiguity, he's not forgotten. He's the topic of group chats, late-night debates, and friend huddles. He messes with her logic and flips the switch on what matters, her emotions. And it's in that raw, chaotic space that desire is born and grows. So, king of the needy text essay, You gonna keep being the walking manual of desperate affirmations, or finally learn to be the puzzle she wants to solve but can't quite crack? Decide fast, because spoiler, too much certainty kills the story. Number 5, strategic distraction. Or, as I like to call it, the moment you stop orbiting around a woman like a sad satellite and become a planet with your own gravity. But here's the catch. It takes a rare skill most guys desperate for attention lack, having an actual life. This is where most dudes crash and burn, while you're glued to her last seen status and drafting your next good morning novel. The guy who actually gets her is too busy living to care. Want to know why she forgets you so easily? Because you make it effortless to forget you. You're always there, predictable, available, emotionally served up on a silver platter before she even notices you. Your life revolves around her. Your schedule's as flexible as a yoga instructor. Your plans are on hold, just in case she texts. And then you complain she treats you like a clearance rack item. Always there, no value, free shipping. Strategic distraction is what separates the man women want from the man they toss aside. It's when she realizes you're too busy living a life that doesn't need her to make sense. And no, it's not about pretending to be busy. It's about being busy, for real. With the gym, a project, a goal, a plan that doesn't hit pause just because she replied with an emoji instead of a paragraph. And what happens when she notices? Magic. She starts chasing you. Because her brain gets hit with the ego-crushing thought women have dreaded for centuries. I'm not his automatic priority. This isn't about blowing her off. It's about having clear priorities. And sorry to be blunt, but if she's the center of your universe, you lost the game before you even stepped on the field. The stoic man, the one who attracts, captivates, and lingers in her mind, is the one who treats his personal commitments like they're sacred. He doesn't skip the gym because she wants to chat. He doesn't ditch a project to reply to an emoji. He knows female desire doesn't feed on constant presence but on perceived value. And value, my friend, comes from scarcity mixed with purpose. She needs to fit into your life, not the other way around. When she sees you won't drop your personal mission for anyone, she pauses, she thinks, she recalculates, because no woman wants a pushover. She wants a man going so far that if she wants to keep up, she's got to run alongside him. So, one last time. You gonna keep sitting there, waiting for her text while your life slips down the drain of neediness? Or are you gonna be the man who doesn't need applause because he's already got his own stage? Strategic distraction. Practice it. Or watch from the sidelines as she falls for someone who knows exactly where he's headed, with or without her. Number 6. Nonverbal dominance. The name sounds fancy, like something out of a high-end playbook, but the truth is simple. Either your body screams, "I'm a man who owns his existence," or it whispers, "Please accept me, I'm begging." Guess which one she ignores without even noticing? Let's cut to the chase. You can memorize every pickup line from TikTok gurus, chant seduction mantras like a hypnotized parrot. But if your body says, "I'm nervous, insecure, ready for rejection," nothing, and I mean nothing, will save your game. Your body snitches. It's the emotional tattletale that spills everything your mouth tries to hide. You say you're chill, but you're crossing your arms like you're bracing for an emotional tsunami. You act relaxed, but you're breathing like you just ran an emotional marathon. You look away every time she holds eye contact for more than 2 seconds, and then wonder why she lost interest. Maybe because you're acting like a teenager hiding an emotional zit the size of a bruised ego. Now step in the man who owns his nonverbal game, the one who doesn't need to say much because his body does the talking. He doesn't beg for attention, he commands it. How? With posture, with presence, with calm, with a silence so powerful it unsettles. He walks into a room and doesn't need to announce himself. His stride says, "I know who I am. Good luck figuring out the rest." This guy locks eyes without forcing it. He breathes slow. He owns his space like he belongs there. No apologies, no shoving. He doesn't control the conversation. He controls the vibe. And that, my friend, creates a tension no cheesy pickup line can touch. She feels it. She doesn't need to analyze it. Her brain doesn't even try. Her body gets it. This guy's comfortable in his own skin, and that's sexy as hell. Sexy as all get out. It's not about posing like a soap opera heartthrob. It's about knowing real charm lies in the details. A subtle touch at the right moment. A smile that says, I'm into this, but I'm not chasing. A pause before answering, just to show you think. And that silence is your wingman. Anxious guys beg for validation. Dominant guys create tension. And that tension is the spark that lights the fire. So ditch the memorized lines. Start training what really speaks. Because when you walk into a room and the air shifts, that's not magic. It's dominance. And when she feels it without knowing why, desire's already doing the work for you. Quiet, lethal, unforgettable. Want to be remembered? Move like you know your worth, because the man who owns his body owns everything else, including her. Number 7, emotional contrast. The missing spice in 99% of your bland, repetitive, snooze-fest interactions. Because, let's be real, if you're only the funny guy who makes her laugh, congrats, you just won the title of her official emotional jester. And no, that's not a compliment. It's a warning that she'll remember you with the same enthusiasm as the pizza delivery guy. Want to be unforgettable? Stop being predictable. Predictability is the death of attraction. When she knows exactly what you're gonna bring, whether it's dad jokes or 24/7 deep talks, she checks out. Her brain switches to autopilot, and you become just another generic chat in her head. Emotional contrast, though, turns a random hangout into a mental replay she can't shake. It's that moment when she's laughing, and then freezes because you hit her with a soul-deep question like, "So, has anyone ever made you feel something you couldn't explain?" Bam. Silence. The air stills. Her heart skips. You didn't change the topic. You changed the vibe. And that, my dude, is pure fuel for her brain to loop back to you in the shower, at work, or even lying next to someone else. This isn't about being an emotional roller coaster. It's about rhythm. It's variety. It's knowing nobody remembers a flat, monotonous speech. They remember the ride, the butterflies, the laugh followed by a shiver. It's conducting the emotional experience like a maestro, with timing, presence, and intent. Most guys cling to one role. The joker who wants to be the fun guy. The deep thinker who sounds like a walking self-help book. The tough guy who never shows a crack. All of that gets old, fast. But the guy who can tease, laugh, pause, intensify, then pivot back with a playful smirk. He's an emotional puzzle she can't resist. And a well-calibrated puzzle sticks in her soul. Want to be remembered? Stop playing it safe. Stop hitting one note. Start creating experiences. Words fade. Feelings linger. And when she can't explain why you're still in her head days, weeks, or months later, it's simple. It was the contrast, the impact, the controlled emotional chaos you sparked. And that, my friend, is what brings her back. Even when she swears she didn't want to. If you still haven't grasped the power of the triggers I just shoved in your face, let me break it down like you're a 5-year-old with spotty emotional Wi-Fi. This stuff works. It's not magic. It's not witchcraft. And it's not some TikTok pickup hack. It's straight up neuroscience. Human behavior. The biology of desire. In other words, it's not optional. It's inevitable. You don't need to be a model, or rich, or look like you stepped out of a gym ad. But you do need to be interesting. You need presence. You need to stop being the predictable schmuck she can read like a cereal box. But here's the part that stings. The part that separates real men from petty boys with bruised egos. These triggers are fire. And fire, my dude, can warm or burn. If you use this to toy with women's feelings just because some girl ghosted you at a barbecue in 2018, congrats. You're the exact kind of emotional trash you claim to hate. But if you use it with integrity, with clarity, with real self-worth, not the fake kind boosted by selfie likes, you won't just attract real women. You'll start filtering out the right ones. Because when you know who you are, you don't settle for just anyone. You don't beg for attention from shallow players. You become immune to their emotional games. These triggers aren't an invitation to be a cheap manipulator. They're a shield, a game changer. The key to being the man who doesn't chase approval, but draws stares and respect without saying a word.
So, no BS. You gonna use what you learned here or crawl back to the needy text zone, begging for another shot with a woman who didn't even deserve your good morning?
Your call. But here's the heads up. Once you see the game, pretending you don't makes you an accomplice in your own defeat. If this hit you like a bolt of clarity, comment with pride. The game's changed. Like it. Share it with that bro who's still playing emotional puppy for some ungrateful queen. And brace yourself. Because this was just the warm-up. The rest, only the ready can handle it. So, you really ready? Or you still wearing that emotional leash?